Imagine if the way we understand and treat cancer could be completely transformed. This is the revolutionary promise of Dr. Thomas Seyfried's research. Dr. Seyfried is a pioneer in the field of biology, a respected professor, and a seasoned researcher with decades of experience under his belt. His credentials are as impressive as his groundbreaking perspective, which challenges the conventional views on cancer. He holds a doctorate in genetics and biochemistry, and he's a professor of biology at Boston College. He's not just an authority in the field, but a force of innovation. His work is largely centered around understanding cancer as a metabolic disease. Now, you might be wondering, what does that even mean? In simple terms, Dr. Seyfried is exploring the idea that cancer is not just a result of random genetic mutations, as is widely believed, but a disease of the body's metabolism. If we think of our bodies as a complex machine, our metabolism is the engine that fuels it. It's the process by which our body converts what we eat into the energy that keeps us going. So, Dr. Seyfried is essentially suggesting that the engine, our metabolism, might be playing a significant role in the development and progression of cancer. This perspective is not just innovative, but also revolutionary. It challenges the very foundation of how we've been understanding and treating cancer for decades. It's like saying, hey, we've been looking at this all wrong, we need to shift our focus. Dr. Seyfried's research is extensive, detailed, and compelling. He's not just throwing out a hypothesis, he's backing it up with rigorous scientific research. His work is a testament to his commitment to finding a better way to understand and treat cancer. But what makes Dr. Seyfried's research truly revolutionary is the promise it holds. The promise of a new approach to one of humanity's greatest health challenges. The promise of better treatments, better outcomes, and, hopefully, more victories against cancer. Dr. Seyfried dares to challenge the norm, promising a new approach to one of humanity's greatest health challenges. To grasp Dr. Seyfried's perspective, we first need to understand what a metabolic disease is. Picture your body as a sophisticated car, and your metabolism as the engine that keeps it running. This engine relies on two key fuels: glucose, a type of carbohydrate, and glutamine, an amino acid. Now, imagine if something goes wrong with how your car's engine processes its fuel. It could lead to all sorts of problems, right? The same goes for our bodies. If there's a glitch in how our body uses or processes glucose and glutamine, we can end up with a metabolic disease. These diseases can affect various body functions, from how we break down food for energy to how we manage weight. So when we talk about cancer as a metabolic disease, we're suggesting that the root cause lies in the mismanagement of these fuels. In essence, a metabolic disease is like having an issue with your body's engine. Now let's delve deeper into the role of carbohydrate glucose and the amino acid glutamine in our bodies. Picture glucose and glutamine akin to fuel for a car. Just as a car needs fuel to run, our cells need glucose and glutamine to function. Glucose, a type of sugar, is the primary energy source for our cells, while glutamine, an amino acid, plays a crucial role in cellular growth and repair. However, just as the wrong type of fuel can harm a car's engine, in certain conditions, an overabundance of glucose and glutamine can contribute to disease. This is particularly true in the case of cancer, where abnormal cells exploit these nutrients to grow and divide at an accelerated rate. So, while glucose and glutamine are necessary for our bodies to function, they can also become accomplices in disease when their levels are not properly regulated. In a way, glucose and glutamine are the double-edged swords of our body's metabolism. If Dr. Seyfried's theory is accepted, how would cancer treatment look? A fascinating question, isn't it? So let's dive into the ideal protocol, according to Dr. Seyfried's research. Imagine a world where cancer treatment isn't about attacking the cancer cells with toxic chemotherapy or radiation. Instead, it focuses on managing our body's metabolism, reducing the availability of the fuels that cancer cells need to survive: carbohydrate glucose and the amino acid glutamine. The first step would be dietary modifications. We're talking about a ketogenic diet, where the body burns fat instead of glucose for energy. This diet is low in carbohydrates, moderate in protein, and high in healthy fats. It's designed to starve cancer cells of the glucose they need to multiply. But what about glutamine? That's where the drug glutamine inhibitor comes into play. This drug is designed to block the metabolism of glutamine, the other fuel source cancer cells rely on. By inhibiting the use of glutamine, cancer cells are left without an alternative fuel source, leading to their demise. Now, you might be wondering, why isn't this approach more widespread? Well, it's important to remember that Dr. Seyfried's theory is still just that, a theory. It's yet to be accepted by the wider medical community, and more research is needed to prove its efficacy. And as with any drastic dietary change or medication, there can be side effects and it may not be suitable for everyone, but the potential is there. If successful, this approach could revolutionize cancer treatment, offering a less invasive and potentially more effective strategy. It could mean a future where managing cancer is less about battling the disease head-on and more about controlling the environment in which it thrives. This could be a game-changer in cancer treatment, shifting our focus from attacking cancer cells to managing our body's metabolism. Who knows? We may be on the cusp of a breakthrough in our understanding and treatment of this devastating disease. With such a revolutionary perspective, why doesn't the American medical community take this theory more seriously? This question is complex, layered with various factors. One aspect is the established norms. The medical community, like any other, is built on a foundation of accepted knowledge and practices. Introducing a radical new theory is like shaking the foundation of a skyscraper. It's bound to meet resistance. Then there's the financial element. The current treatments for cancer, from chemotherapy to radiation, are big business. A shift towards viewing cancer as a metabolic disease could disrupt the financial interest tied to existing treatments. And of course, there's the need for further research and evidence. Dr. Seyfried's theory is compelling, but science demands rigorous testing and validation. The medical community is rightfully cautious in adopting new theories without ample proof. Could it be that we're on the brink of a paradigm shift in cancer treatment, but are held back by our reluctance to challenge the established norms? Only time will tell.